Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Anil Joshi. Welcomes you to my series Iconological and Temple Architectural Perspectives. To know why Pattadakal is important, there are two things. One thing is when it was formed, at what stage of temple construction this place Pattadakal came into existence, and why of all the places they have selected Pattadakal as the place for such a huge, gigantic, marvelous, beautiful temples. Now we'll know step by step one and another. The name Pattadakal means it has come from the word Pattabhishek. Now what is Pattabhishek? Is the crowning ceremony of the king. So crowning ceremony of any king has to be in a best possible place. It has to be auspicious place. Now how Pattadakal becomes a auspicious place? Because the river Malaprabha, though usually it flows in south direction, but once it comes near the Pattadakal, it takes a turn and start going towards the north direction, and this particular sign they take as the auspicious. That's why for crowning ceremony of any king, for any auspicious occasion, they have selected Pattadakal. Now second is its chronology. Pattadakal has come after many experimentation at AIHOLI. AIHOLI was considered as a laboratory. Now after the experimentation of laboratory in AIHOLI, they started implementing in Pattadakal. Now all temple development, right from the rock cut till such gigantic constructions, beautiful constructions, you can see in this area, particularly Badami, AIHOLI and Pattadakal, and all were by Chalukyas. Now after certain days, Chalukyas lost to Rashtrakutas. However, in spite of that, the development of beautiful temples did not stop. It kept on happening more and more. Now once we enter this UNESCO protected area or premises, we can stand at one place and observe that there are multiple temples. Now how to identify a beauty and chronology as far as time is concerned, I'll tell you. From here we can see three types of shikharas or vimanas. Shikharas is a North Indian word and vimana is South Indian. Now why we have both? Because from here you can see both types of temples, South Indian as well as North Indian. South Indian are called as Nagaras and South Indian are called as Dravidian style. So both are seen here, and that's another beauty of this place. Now once we stand at the entrance, we see Kadasiddheshwar, then Jambulingeshwar and Kashi Vishweshwar as the smaller shrines. Smaller in the sense as compared to the other one, but if we really consider them, they are beautiful and adequately large. Now there are two Dravidian style of vimanas now we should call here are seen from here. They are Sangameshwar and Virupaksha. These are the two South Indian typical Dravidian style temples, and the most important thing, Virupaksha temple was constructed in honor of king when he had a victory over Pallavas by his queen. So a gift by a wife to the husband, or a victorious husband, let us call it. Here is a good victory. Now let us come to the combined type of Dravidian as well as North Indian, that is Nagara type. They can also be called as Rekha Nagara. We have seen in details why it is, and we are going to also see when we will see the individual temple. Here we are going to have just a overview. Now similar temples of Rekha Nagara type you can appreciate in Jagannath Puri and Konark Surya temple. So they resemble that. As we have seen that there was a good exchange of architecture between north and south, and we have got lot of combinations. And typical Dravidian are Sangameshwar and Virupaksha. Then they have given a typical name for all these combinations. Maybe because Chalukyas had done it, maybe because at the time of Chalukyas it was done, so it was just named as Chalukyas or Chalukyan type of temple architecture. Now here also we can see many inscriptions. Now speciality of all this is they are donated not only by the queen, not only constructed by the king, but even a common man has contributed for this. And the great part of king is he has mentioned their names, and also the names of the artist is also written over there. Now once the temple, once upon a time considered as the center for the religious rituals, subsequently all social functions start taking place in the temples, as we have seen just now, a coronation ceremony of king, or maybe some celebrations of particular auspicious days of a year, or what they call as the particular god has got particular days on which it is worshipped by enlarged people. So also they are used for the other cultural activities. So that we are seeing a typical presentation is the Ladkhan temple, which was initially as a town hall or a village assembly hall, which was subsequently converted into the temples. Now we have seen all in detail why we are calling this, why a structure resembling like wooden structure is seen at Ladkhan temple. So also many architectural wonders we are seeing here. Now with this brief, we are going to see now each and every temple individually. So let's get going to the individual temple.
We are in the premises of Pattadakalu. These are the beautiful temples. Rather, it is a temple complex showing multiple temples. Most of them are fairly in good shape.
We have seen overview of all the temples of Pattadakal UNESCO recognized monuments. Now UNESCO has till now we have seen overall view of the Pattadakal complex. It has got multiple temples. Each and every temple is beauty by its own. Now in detail we are going to see now is a Papanatha temple. Now Papanatha temple is one of these complex, is a large temple. Now the Papanatha temple is also mentioned as Mukteshwara, the one who gives you mukti. After asking for apologies, after getting rid of your sins, then you can pray for the mukti here. So that's why this is also called as Papanatha temple or a Mukteshwara temple. It is completed around 740. It has a frontal mandapam, sabha mandapam, antechamber and squarish Garbhagriha. The architecture of this temple is a mixture of Dravidian and Nagara style, as we are going to see in more and more details once we are advancing on this. Now let's come first to the platform on which it is constructed. Now if there is a platform, it is usually a Nagara style. Now if you see the Kalasha, Dravidian call that as a Vimana. Kalasha is a North Indian. That also is like a North Indian Rekha Nagara style. Now here if you can see, there is sanctum, which is a square, then there is Ardha Mandapam, then Sabha Mandapam, and also Mukha Mandapam. Mukha Mandapam is the entrance from where you have to go inside and you have to go into the sanctum, where there will be main deity, and that is here a Shivalingam. We are going to see it in the next slides. I had already told you there are 8 big temples and multiple small temples. In this cluster itself, this Papanatha temple is situated, however it shines out due to its beauty. It is to the south of Virupaksha and has been dated towards end of early Chalukyan, as we have already seen it. The temple is noted for its novel mixture of Dravidian and Nagara Hindu temple styles. So from beginning till now, it is a Hindu temple devoted to Lord Shiva, but there are also some carvings which indicate Vishnu also. So Vaishnavism and Shaivism together, as we have always seen in most of the temples in South India, they all were together, they were worshipping together, they were staying together, and they were fighting for their king together. Now, unusual layout of the temple is possibly due to construction which has occurred in 3 stages. Now, because of advanced techniques of archaeology, carbon dating, we can know exactly the date of any structure that is found here. It is in 3 stages. However, there is no epigraphical evidence, means there are no documentary evidences, neither there are any inscriptions stating it, nor we have found any proofs except the archaeological evidences. Looking at the construction, looking at the carvings, looking in the styles of temple, we can make out by which king it is constructed, in which dynasty it is constructed, which type of temple it was, and also the date on which it was constructed. However, these all are indirect evidences, and they are only because of the plan we can say that they all had a consistency as far as their thoughts are concerned and as far as temple development is concerned. It is a continuous flow. You don't feel as though there are some patches on it. The temple is longer incorporating into the, it is connected with the mandapas, that is Mukha Mandapas, Sabha Mandapas, they all are interconnected. Then the largest mandapam has got 16 pillars and another with the 4 pillars. The decoration, then parapets and some of the part of layouts are Dravidian style, while the tower and pilastered niches are of Nagara style. So both combinations we are finding here. Like the other temple, the Papanatha temple faces east, so that when sun rises, the early rays will fall on the deity, that is on Lingam. We were also at the time of sunrise. You can see from our photographs, we have shown photographs of sunrise, and when sun rises, the sun rays directly comes to the Shivalingam, and it is also a pleasant morning, so must be visited in the morning itself. There is also a Nandi Mandapam, which we are going to see subsequently. The temple walls are notable for the carved deities and themes of Shaivism and Vaishnavism, both are together. Then Durga is also depicted in one of the niches, that is a Devashtaka. The intricately carved panels are displayed on the walls depicting legends such as Ramayana and other beautiful carvings, which we are going to see very shortly once we come to the photography of the inside. Inside there is a dark, you cannot use flashlights, you cannot use the stands which are required for a steady photography in the dark due to UNESCO restrictions. This is a UNESCO recognized site, so we have to follow what they say, and that is main reason why most of the temples there is no rituals, pujas going on, except Virupaksha temple. We must offer our worships there if we go to Pattadakal. Now, the center of the ceiling is decorated with elaborate Shiva Nataraja. Now, what is the importance of this Shiva Nataraja, that is a dancing position of Shiva? We have extensive lectures on this Nataraja. You must visit our channel for all these things. Then one of the pose is also showing his Ananta Shayana pose. Then outside the mandapas are the images of a single woman and couple in courtship and in different stages of mithunas. So what it indicates that though it is one of a essentiality of life, it has to be kept outside the temple. So temple wall is a barrier of it. Inside, these things should not be. Outside, they are. Now many panels show musicians with different types of musical instruments. Music is a part of Hinduism. We can see all the temples where there were in earlier days also these musical, then dancing festivals were there and people were enjoying it. Or we can see many carvings here also, that also in other temples also, that they will be carrying some musical instruments. Up to the extent I can say that Hampi, if you go, even they have created music from the stones, musical stones. You must have heard, you must see, or you must watch our video in which we have shown it, and not only the temples but also the plates which were made of stones were musical. So music is a part of society, part of our rituals, and that was honored and respected. Now here we are seeing so how beautifully it is carved. Now you will understand why it is called Rekha Nagara. You can draw a straight line from top to bottom. It will come in a curved line. That is, curved line is called Rekha. Nagara is the style in which it is constructed. Only thing you are not seeing here, Amalakha and Kalasha. Kalasha is integral part of the North Indian temples, which was filled with a holy water or Ganga water. Now we'll see this all pictures. Multiple pictures are taken from multiple angles. Nandiji also you can see there is a board indicating it, and this is in a close vicinity. There are 8 temples in close vicinity. So to identification of temple, already we have seen at the beginning of the lecture how you should identify them, how you should remember them. Then here you can see Shukanasa, that is the projection from the Shikhara coming towards the entrance. Is a big, and that also is carved, decorated nicely. All angles. We were there in the morning, so not much crowd. Atmosphere was pleasant, except the photography we have to do in a dim light. Here you can see rising sun, Nandiji. Sometimes they are given a separate Nandi Mandapam, as we can see in Virupaksha temple. Sometimes it is incorporated in the temple, or sometimes it is outside, but it has to be in Mahadeva temple. Main entrance, we have to get inside, and there is a provision for natural light they have made. In that only you will have to appreciate the photographic quality. But the carvings are beautiful, and they look so beautiful in the natural light. Their beauty, glory is more. You can see Shivlingam from here. No active puja worships are going on. It is going on in the next temple, Virupaksha, just next to it. And these happy couples, they are carved. How to live a happy life, all this is illustrated through the carvings in the temple. A combination of very dark and light coming from the natural sources. See the beauty of and symmetry, how much they have maintained, and all these things, how they must have done it inside when there was no artificial light. After appreciating all these things, I am sure that I have added a knowledge in your existing. If not, If you have more knowledge or if you have more understanding of the carvings, then please tell us so that we can improve in our knowledge, and give us a like if you feel that you should follow a lot of lecture like this, then subscribe us. Thank you, goodbye, and take care, and see you in our next lecture.